I know that Black Zebra's been on the front lines documenting, community stuff for quite a while, so keep it up.
Yeah, we heard that there was some chalk going on, and so we showed up and didn't realize you had a whole walk going on.
Yeah.
What are you out here doing today?
I just invited constituents, people in my district to come walk along the parkway and talk to me about whatever they want to talk about. So we talked about homelessness, education, college funding. What else? We talked about corporate interests in politics and free speech. Traffic. The whole list of issues from my area.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the different signs and the chalk that was there? I mean, there were some pretty bold statements along the walk.
Those,
Well, do you have any feelings towards it?
I didn't read it all, so what did it all say?
Well, that one says 2,000 unhoused people on the parkway, will they go?
Yeah.
That one says sweeps kill. That one says no sweeps.
Yeah.
That one says no to AB 33.
Well, I have a bill, AB 2633, with Ken Cooley. He and I are doing it together, and it says essentially the parkway here, American River Parkway, is a treasured place for Sacramento, and it should be a place to be enjoyed by the public, and it shouldn't be a campground for people without a home. I get that people are homeless, but there are certain places that we don't allow homelessness. We don't allow people to put a tent in the middle of McKinley Park on the tot lot. We don't allow people to put a tent in the middle of the football field in McClatchy High School. We don't allow people to camp in Yosemite under Half Dome. We don't allow people to camp at Lake Tahoe on the beach. And this is our place here. This is our river parkway. I don't know, but this is an area that I think there's certain areas where we don't want to allow permit public camping. I support having sanctioned safe ground sites around the city. There's one at Miller Park. There was one on X Street. I wrote a law to create one down off of Cal Expo, but along the river. It's not safe for the public, nor is it safe for homeless. A lot of homeless are attacked down here because there's no security for them. So having more structured sites, I think, is better for everybody.
And I just have one question: there are more than probably 2,000. They're still kind of calculating the pit count for the homeless. What are those folks going to do? And do we have housing for them?
No, not housing. I don't think we're going to get housing for everybody. But we can get a space. I like to think about when you go camping, you go to a campground, you're at space J25. You take your tent, you go to J25. We should have dozens of lots across Sacramento, which there's an initiative on the ballot this fall anyway, which will force the city to have sanctioned places for camping. And I support that because one, there's bathroom and restroom facilities, there's clean water, there's more security for the homeless. So this measure wouldn't go into law till the same time which that ballot measure on the city, so they actually work in tandem. So if this became law, it would go into law next January 1, and the city measure would actually force the city to have sanctioned safe ground locations. So city probably can't afford to build new housing.
Are you guys collaborating with the city or the county on this?
Yeah. And also, my job in the state is to provide money. So last 2 years we put $12 billion. So I think we've had like $300 million go into the city and county so they could have more sites. They built one in Oak Park with some of our state money. So we're working at that.
But again, I think just one other thing is, will there be sweeps tied into that? Like, you're going to have to force people to move,
We're just saying there already are laws saying you can't.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, can you address the sweeps part of it? Because
I think what they'll do, like the whole.
Well, no, let me ask the question. Yeah. So, like, I understand that you're like, folks can't be here.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, there may be like places materializing where they can be. But what about the there's a sweep, and so that has to happen for
the Boise decision says you can't force somebody.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's a sweep that has to happen. But I haven't asked the question.
You asked me about sweeps.
But let me speak. So my question is, like, will there be sweeps? Because in order for folks to be taken from here to the city places or the county places, they're going to have to be that's where sweeps. So I think a lot of these signs are addressing the sweeps. But yeah, I just wanted to get the full question out.
I heard you asked it over and over. I heard it.
So please don't be like, that was kind of rude.
Well, I'm just trying to. He asked me the question. I'm
I
trying to
know,
answer.
but I just like would love to be able to ask the question fully and have an actual conversation, and then not be patronized. But I'm really like, that was just really kind of mean. But yes, I would love to know what you think about the sweeps.
Well, first of all, it's not the state has ordered the sweeps. It's the city and counties. But my understanding, what they'll do to individuals, is they'll say, hey, you can't camp here. Here's a spot you can go. You can go to the Meadowview location, you go to the Cal Expo location, you can go to the Oak Park location. Here's a space for you to go. And you can, here are options for you. And if you don't go, then we'll sweep. So I think it's like they have to offer somewhere you to go, then they'll go back and say you can't camp here, you can't camp on the sidewalk. So I support that because I think people should have a safe place to go, but you know, under bridges and
it just sucks that like a
rivers.
sweep has to happen in order for that other part to kick in. And it's like, I personally have been documenting the sweeps that have been happening here in Sacramento since like 2018. So, and I have been following up with those people, and people have died. People have been in like more harmful situations besides like the trauma that happens during a sweep. And so it's like, I hear you that like, maybe this isn't like how some people, how like this society views how people should live, but people are like living here, and there's like thousands of people living here, and in order for you to take it to where you're trying to do it with this bill, where we're forcing people, because at the end of it, you're saying like, you have this option, you have this option, you have this option, or you're swept. Well, and at the end of it, like
you're telling me your opinion, not interviewing me. So I'm giving you a chance to ask me a question.
Well, I thought we were out here for a conversation.
Well, you're the media. You're asking me a question.
So now I can't have an opinion because I'm the media.
You want to debate or ask me a question?
I can't have an opinion because I'm media.
But like, are you interviewing me? Or
we were just having like a back and forth conversation, but then when it got a little bit real, now you're telling me I'm media and can't
I'm just
talk.
Like, are you,
okay, I think like you know, if we're gonna answer, like you can answer your questions, and that's perfectly fine.
Thanks so much for talking with me. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I got sticky, you know.
And
thanks. I don't need you in my face. Thank you.
Okay.